What's up, guys? Welcome back to Brain Gains. It's currently around 9 p.m. Saturday night. Today was a rest day for me, but yesterday, Friday, I did go to the rec with Anna earlier in the day, I think around 2:33, to hit shoulders, abs, lower back, and then some legs. That went very well. Only thing that I've kind of noticed, and that just the problem that's happened in the past, that when I do my cable ab curls, holding on to the attachment, I guess, to actually move the weight hurts my hands a lot, especially my pinkies, just because I'm holding it. And so I need to figure out some way to change that up to where I can do more weight, because in one of the sets I only did 6 reps because it was literally hurting my hand so much I couldn't even hold on to the weight, and so I had to stop early. But that's beside the point. That's something I need to figure out for myself, but it's kind of annoying. Topic for today's video though is food and cooking, I guess, more specifically. And I would highly encourage you, if you don't already know how to cook, to learn how to cook. My mom has always said and stands behind it that if you can read, you can cook. Meaning, if you can read any language, you can find a cookbook in that language, be it a basic cookbook, intermediate or an expert level thing, as far as making very advanced dishes versus something very basic. You can read and learn how to do it. If you can follow instructions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like they are in cookbooks, you can cook. They may not be, numbered like I just said, but if you can just read in order, you can cook. And it's the basic thing, is that it's so easy for everybody. In the movie Ratatouille, when he says everyone can cook, he's pretty much right, because almost everyone can read and write, and everyone therefore can read a cookbook and learn how to cook. Starting out, it may be a bit hard, and you may want to start off with some basic stuff, to cooking basic meals of one thing, cook chicken or pork or beef, and then moving on to where you cooking 2 things or 3 things, or cooking full meals. You can even practice cooking for other people. Cooking is a constant process of getting better. Don't expect to be cooking like Gordon Ramsay and cooking like your Michelin star chef right off the bat. It's a process of starting out and getting better. You start off reading and learning how to cook and what goes well, and then when you start learning how to cook better, you start learning which spices and which toppings or stuff like that, mainly the spices, I guess is a better term to use, go together, and how they mix, and what tastes good together and what doesn't. And you may have some bad dishes now and then, to where you taste it and you're like, oh, this isn't good at all. But then it's a learning situation of saying, okay, this is not what I should put together, and maybe try a different combination of seasonings or spices, to where, okay, this might taste better because it's too sour, so let me take out this, or let me add this to balance it out. Cooking's a lot of balancing of flavor, and as you learn and are cooking, you'll learn what balances well with other things and just what goes well in general. Like I said, it's a learning process, so don't expect to be cooking full course meals, breakfast, dinner, dessert, all at once. That's definitely a process that comes, and I have never even done that either myself. I've never cooked a full 3-course meal. Granted, I haven't really had the time, and I haven't been cooking for that long, but especially as a college student, I started cooking for myself also because not only is it a good learning experience and a good life skill to have, it's also cheaper than going out to restaurants and buying food, because most of the money you spend is pretty much labor cost of having to prepare the food and waiting on it and not having to cook it yourself. But I feel that cooking is fun enough on its own that just the experience of doing it and learning how to do it is enough fun to outweigh having to do it yourself, if that makes sense. And to where I think it's just worth it, and not only is it worth the experience and the time, I think it's worth the money too that you're saving, because you'll find that if you start cooking your own food, it's definitely a lot cheaper than going out to eat every night. So, it's something to think about, and I would highly recommend that if you don't know how to cook, or you thought about cooking, I would say go ahead and pursue it, because it's definitely a very good life skill. We're humans, we have to eat, so if you can learn to make good food that tastes good every time you eat it, then, why not do that? I feel like it's a great thing to do, and I highly encourage it. That's me in my video, I guess, just encouraging you to cook if you don't know how to already. I know people that don't know how to cook, and even if you do know how to cook, you can always improve. No one's perfect, no one knows every single recipe in the world, and there's always room to improve. So, you may be starting now later in life than you could be if you started a few years ago, but, better late than never, as they say. Wrap up the video again, I guess, and that's the end. But yeah, hopefully learn how to cook and hope it's fun. But as usual, hopefully with COVID, you'll wearing y'all's mask out in public and around people. If you could like the video, really appreciate it. If you could subscribe to the channel, also really appreciate that. I'll catch y'all next time. So adios.